So the last race at Daytona marks the halfway point of the season here, as that was the as we have as we now begin the second half of the season here. 19 as stop number 19 on the series brings us to New Hampshire National Speedway, and the running of the Bass Pro Shops 300ers were set for 45 laps of racing here, as 18 races are down and 16 races left to go as we begin the second half of the Castrol GTX Cup Series season for season 26. On the pole for this event here today, it's Levi McIntyre in car number 17, the Western Auto Chevrolet. He's alongside Jesse Turner in number 94, the Sunoco Ultra Oldsmobile. Here, Jesse was the winner of the last race on the tour at Daytona in the Pepsi 400. Second row sees Kyle Matthews in 42 and number 26, Matt McIntyre in the Quaker State Ford. Here, Matt has won twice so far this season. Third row is Cole Deaver in the GM Goodrich Chevrolet car number 3. He won the season at, I believe it was at Rockingham when he won that race. And alongside him is Benjamin Miles in car 25, the Kodiak Chevrolet. Fourth row sees another two-time winner, Zach Rogers in number 1, the Skull Classic Oldsmobile. He won at North Wilkesboro and Talladega. And then next row down after that would be car 20. Then I should say alongside of him, would be car number 27, Cat Batson in the McDonald's Ford. Fifth row sees Quentin Moore in 21, the Citgo Ford. He's alongside Kev Shearer in 68, the Country Time Oldsmobile. Next row sees Keith Basson in car 28, the Texaco Haviland Ford. And number 55, Nathan Hudson, the Skull Classic Crown Petroleum Oldsmobile car 55. Next row has the winner at Dover, Joshua Osborne in the Mom and Pop's Goodwrench Chevrolet car 31, and the winner at Pocono this season, it is number 29, Zachary Fitzwater. Next row has the pair of Buicks, Johnny Gardner number 8 and number 12, Rob Evans, both have won this season so far. Next row after that has a couple of surprises here. Mitchell Collins in car number 20, the Crown Petroleum Oldsmobile, and then beside him will be car number 11, Adam Garcia in the Bellwether Ford, coming off of a pair of top 5 finishes last race, 2 races on the tour, 5th at Michigan and a 5th at Daytona. So it tells me the Super Speedway program is on the right track. Next row down has car number 22, Dylan Poteet, and beside him will be number 71, Henry Sanford. Next row down after that will be car number 15, Jackson Haywood, and number 5, Phil Parker, the Daytona 500 winner. Next row has Charles Sanford in 24, and beside him will be car number 4, William Brock. Brock nearly pulled off in the 400, the last race in the tour, while Sanford's won twice this season. He won in Atlanta and again at Riverside. Next row has number 52, Seth Cole, number 30, Jay Jefferson. Next row down after that will be car number 6, Nathan Orman in the Valvoline Ford, and beside him will be Dylan Young, car number 2, the Miller Genuine Draft Ford. Next row has number 66, Ryan Brommer, the winner of the 600 at Charlotte, and number 83, Alex Miller in the Bullseye Barbecue Sauce Ford. Next row has Jessica Shelton in car number 9, coming from way out back in the number 39 Coors Light Milling Ford. She's alongside number 43, Mike Becker in the STP Pontiac. Next row has Matt Haas in car number 18 of the Interstate Battery Chevrolet, and he'll be alongside car number 98, Gene Sanford in the Banquet Frozen Foods Chevrolet. Then next row down is Christian Russell, number 7, and beside him, number 70, it is Wade Brummer. Next row has car number 90, Jordan Anderson, and beside him will be number 10, Paul Minnick, and next row down after that would be Jacob Thibodeau in number 33, and number 14, Ryan George, who won at Michigan the couple races back. And starting shotgun the field will be car number 75, Laura Chung in the Dinner Bell Food Line Oldsmobile, and her car number is 75. So as we begin the second half of the season here in this series for season 26, here we have New Hampshire, which is the race we're doing right now here. Next race after that will be a return to Pocono in the AC Sparkplug 400. That would be the next race on the tour. The next race after that will be the last plate race of the season at Talladega Super Speedway for the Die Hard 500, and after that will be the Brickyard 400 at Michigan, or Brickyard 400 at Indianapolis, excuse me. Brickyard's at Michigan. No, it is not. Commands begin the Vardy engines as we get set for racing here today. Brickyard 400 at Indianapolis is the next race after that, and after Talladega, and And then Watkins Glen, the last road course race of the season, will be after the Brickyard. As the field rolls off, we'll be back for the start right after this. Field rolls through the third and fourth turns here at New Hampshire as we get set for the start of the Bass Pro Shops 300 as the field rounds off the fourth corner. Pace car will duck off on the pit road here, and the field being led in the hands of Levi McIntyre. So the green flag flies, and we are underway here at New Hampshire, the track known as the Magic Mile. This track here, relatively flat. It's almost like viewed as a Martinsville on steroids almost. You know, this track is 1.058 miles in length, and the turns banked at just 12 degrees. The same banking you have at Martinsville, and even on a mile and a half. Well, what actually used to be a mile and a half at Vegas used to be 12 degrees of banking. Now it's about 20, I think. As they come off turn number 4, Levi McIntyre leads the first lap of this race here. He has one of our in-car cameras, by the way, in today's event. The other two are Cole Deaver and Keith Batson. You see Kyle Matthews looking low on the 94 Jesse Turner. Turner coming off a big victory in the Pepsi 400 at Daytona. His first win, I think, since season 24, I think it was, because he went season 25 winless. They're talking about the man in the 94 Sunoco Ultra Oldsmobile. As you see now, Matthews now battling with the 26 car of Matt McIntyre and the 25 of Benjamin Miles. Miles comes into this race in the top 5 in the points. He was up as high as second in the points coming in out of, I think it was at Charlotte when he was that high in the points. So Miles having a pretty good comeback season there, much in the way of a guy a couple of cars back of him, Zach Rogers did about a few seasons ago when he made his return. I think it's in season 24, and he finished number 5 in the points that season. You see Rogers now there moving low on Cat Batson for position there. That is for, I think, 7th place. It is for 7th place here, as you see now Cole Deaver going low on Benjamin Miles in the 25 car as Deaver tries for 5th position. Deaver has won here at New Hampshire before, as you can see now Cat Batson going low. Cat was the winner this season at Darlington this season in the Dodge Challenger 500. It was a 1-2 day for the Batson family, though. Here Cat won the race and finishing second behind her was her husband Keith in that race. So a big day for that family, obviously. You'd like to have another one before the season is over, and I'm sure for Keith he would rather finish first ahead of his wife this time, but still, Keith isn't far behind Cat, however, though. Cat is running right now in 7th place, about to lose 7th for the moment. And Keith right now is up to the 11th position. Running right behind the 68 car of Kev Shearer. Shearer in that bright yellow Tweety Bird yellow Oldsmobile here as they running in 10th position at the moment here, running right behind Quentin Moore in the 21 Citgo machine. Quentin having an okay season so far for the 21 Citgo team. And Quentin hopes to get a win here before the season is over, obviously, too. He's still plenty of racing left to go. As we mentioned, 16 races to go here, 15 after this race ends here at New Hampshire International Speedway as the field comes off corner number 4 to complete the 7th lap of this race here. The lead is still being held by Levi McIntyre here. Way New Hampshire is there. I guess you might expect to see this type of racing in a single file pretty much. Not much action happens here at New Hampshire, to be honest. The top 11 cars pulling away here as Zachary Fitzwater now goes low on, tries to take position from Nathan Hudson in the 55 car. Hudson now pulls ahead going out in the 3rd turn. They qualify for the pole for this event at 127 miles per hour here. We've seen speeds not quite as fast, though. Now, Matt McIntyre takes position from Kyle Matthews, or tries to take position from Kyle Matthews, I should say. Matthews in 42, McIntyre in 26. They code in the third turn. Matthews pulls ahead, but McIntyre not giving up at all here. Meantime, the other McIntyre, Levi, continues to lead this race, as we mentioned, in the 17 car. Let's take a lap around with Levi McIntyre, the leader of this race here, and he's, as you see, the speedometer down to about 98 miles an hour in the middle of turns 1 and 2. And up to 150 miles per hour in turn number 3. So we barely saw 150 blink going into the third turn here, down to 98 miles an hour again in the middle of 1 and 2, in the middle of 3 and 4, I should say. And goes into turn number 1 again over 150 miles per hour. So McIntyre, not much action up ahead of him right there. Whereas compared to Keith Batson's car, Batson in car number 28 tries to get around Kev Shear. Now he ducks to the inside of Shear's car going in the third turn here. Now tries to follow Quentin Moore in the number 21 car. Battle for 10th position between the 28 and 68 cars. Up ahead, Quentin Moore, Zach Rogers, Cat Batson, Cole Deaver. And there's the look from Cole Deaver's in-car camera as he runs in 6th position right now. Picks up the throttle just a little bit as he comes off turn number 4 here. Up to 152 miles an hour going into turn number 1. And down to about 97 miles an hour. They pretty much let the car roll through the turns here at New Hampshire. There you see right there on the brakes and lets the car roll through the center of the corner here as they go off turn number 4. Deaver runs in 6th position. Zach Rogers in 7th. Cat Batson 8th. Quentin Moore 9th. Shear remains 10th. 11th is Batson. 12th is Hudson. 13th is Fitzwater. Rob Evans runs 14th right now. 15th is Josh Osborne. 16th position is Johnny Gardner. 18th is Dylan Poteet. Jackson Haywood's 18th. 19th is Mitchell Collins in the battle for 20th going on between Adam Garcia and Phil Parker. Parker is 20th at the moment here. Garcia is 21st. Charles Samper 22nd. Jay Jefferson's up there. Charles's younger brother Henry Sanford in 71 car is moving up there. William Brock in the 4. Nathan Orman in the 6. And behind him, Dylan Young and Seth Cole, the 2 in the 6, the 2 in the 52. So side by side battles we're seeing right here is about the middle of the back of the pack here. And now Orman goes to the low side on William Brock for position here as he now tries to join the inside lane as he squeezes between Henry Sanford and Dylan Young now. That's for position. Well, all the cars are for position, I should say, because all the cars will still remain on the lead lap at this moment here with not much action, as we mentioned, other than what we're seeing here. Adam Garcia now, of course, loses position to Phil Parker, though, but still remains ahead of this pack of cars here. Charles Sanford tries to pull ahead of the 30 car of Jay Jefferson, but Jefferson not letting Sanford get far ahead, though, as he now goes low on the 24 cars to come off turn number 4. This is about 21st onto the back of the pack here is what we're watching right now, and now they begin to thin out single file. Mike Becker now moves his way through the field here, and there's the Ryan Brommer 66, Jessica Shelton in the 9. There's Brommer in 30th position, Shelton in 31st position. I'm sure she's going to want to trash that 1 mile setup that she had for New Hampshire, I'm sure. And to make matters worse for Jess, she comes in this race the points leader by a wide margin coming into this race here after coming off a great finish in the Pepsi 400 at Daytona. But the setup at New Hampshire she had not quite up to snuff, so she runs 31st at this moment here. Kristen Russell behind her in 32nd. As she now tries to go to the low side of Brommer, tries to pick up a few more positions here. But as we've seen here with these cars, it is very tough. It is very tough here at New Hampshire. Obviously, here it's one of those tracks where catching them is one thing, but passing them is a whole other story. There you see the remainder of the field right here. Jacob Thibodeau in the 33 car. He is currently holding the caboose in the field in 41st position. Right now, it is Levi McIntyre again, still leading this race here. Jesse Turner, 2nd position. 3rd is still Matthews. 4th is still Matt McIntyre. And Benjamin Miles remains in 5th position here with Cole Deaver in 6th, Zach Rogers in 7th. 8th is Quentin Moore. 9th is Cat Batson, and Cab Shearer remains in 10th place as they go through turns 1 and 2 again here. Completing the 21st lap, we have now 24 laps remaining. Last time Levi McIntyre won was back in season 24. He went season 25 winless, if you recall, and still went on to win the championship. The first driver ever in offline racing, excuse me, that went winless and still won the championship. So that is quite a feat in offline racing today, especially here in the NNSCRA for sure. And you're talking to one of the people too, and one of the two people you're hearing in this broadcast, me, has been a victim of the win and you're in chase format though. Where, if you recall, season 9 of Snickers Cup though, Eric Burton and I were the top 2 in the points, and we both coming out of after the last race before the chase and everything, and both of us still missed the chase despite the fact we were 1st and 2nd in the points because we both didn't win a race. So, needless to say, the 2 of us got screwed out of a possible shot at the championship, though. So, anyway, that was a painful time in the Snickers Cup. Anyway, no, Seth, if you're watching this, I am sorry I mentioned that. Anyway, back to the race itself, though. McIntyre leads the race here now in battle for 3rd position, about to try to develop here between Kyle Matthews and the 26 car of Quentin Moore. Matt McIntyre. Quentin drove the 26 last season. But it's Matt McIntyre driving it this season here, and he tried to make a pass on Matthews for 3rd spot, but didn't quite do it here. Now you got Benjamin Miles trying to take 4th position away from Cole Deaver. Deaver has the high side, Benjamin Miles has the low side of the track here, and Benjamin pulls ahead by about maybe a quarter of a car length, though, but Deaver comes back outside here, gets that outside lane working to his advantage here, and the outside lane seems to be the lane of choice there, obviously. Here at New Hampshire, usually the low side would be the preferred groove, but a lot of these guys making the outside lane work, and look at this train of cars you see over there, all single file here at New Hampshire. Zach Rogers runs 7th, 8th is Quentin Moore still, and then it's Batson and Shearer. Then another Batson, Keith running in 11th position as he's still trying to still tries to get around Cab Shearer. Battle for 18th position or 19th, I should say, between Phil Parker and Mitchell Collins, and Collins takes 19th position away from Phil Parker. Parker in 20th position, Charles Sanford 21st. Nathan Orman and Adam Garcia battling for position there. That's for 20. 26th, I believe it is. No, 25th position, excuse me, is where those two battling for. Orman pulls ahead for the moment here as Garcia's on the outside. Brommer now looks low. And he almost had thoughts of making it 3 wide, but thought better of it as he comes off going into turn number 1 here. Seth Cole now tries to get around Henry Sanford for position. Sorry if I've been quiet on the mic here because not much action is happening, but some action is happening right now here at New Hampshire as we're back here at New Hampshire National Speedway here as the Zachary Fitzwater now goes by Keith Batson. Batson now on the high side as you see Rob Evans now trying to get around to the low side of Nathan Hudson. Got Dylan Poteet behind him, and there's 31 Joshua Osborne in this mix. Also 15 Jackson Haywood in the 8 of Johnny Gardner in this mix as well too. This is 11th on back. You've been watching Levi McIntyre and Jesse Turner going out of our position. Now McIntyre now bowls ahead a little bit And we're already less than 10 laps from the finish. Actually, already right now there. You're watching the laps click down here while the whole thing's happening. McIntyre leads, as we mentioned before here, as we're now down to 7 laps to go here. Turner's still second, then Matthews still third, and fourth is still McIntyre, and now Cole Deaver at the pit position now. Kat Batson dropped back a little bit. She's back to 9th position now, as Quentin Moore's up to 7th, and Zach Rogers up to 8th position now here at New Hampshire as they come off turn number 4. And now Deaver now tries to pull up to the back bumper of the 26 car of Matt McIntyre as you ride on board Cole Deaver's car. There's the front bumper cam from Deaver's machines. We're now down to 6 to go, 5.5 now. Little fire out of the exhaust pipe of the Matt McIntyre car. Nothing to be alarmed at. Should have a bumper sticker on the back that says, if you can read this, you're too darn close. Turner actually tried the high side here as he and Matthews now hooked up, though, but you can't really use the term draft in the same sentence as a 1 mile track, though, really, because it doesn't work as effectively as, like, say, a track like Daytona and Talladega, and even tracks like Michigan or New Hampshire, or even tracks like Michigan, California, or even Indianapolis or Pocono. Pocono we'll be into next on the tour, by the way, but you really can't use the draft on a as a term on a 1 mile track here. Turner pulls up to the back of McIntyre, looking for. I mean, and Jesse Turner knows it. It's right there. The lead's right there ahead of him. He took a look to the low side, barely, but nothing doing here as McIntyre comes down to complete lap number 42. We have 3 laps remaining. It's been since season 24 when Levi McIntyre last won a race in the Castrol GTX Cup Series. Here he was champion last season despite going winless. Turner drove it down too deep going on the third turn. He goes up the high side, and now Matthews looks low as he now comes as he and Turner now side by side. Turner pulls back ahead on the front stretch here. And McIntyre McIntyre gets forced to the high side by Kyle Matthews here, and now Cole Deaver goes low. Meantime, we are looking at the white flag this time by here. Now Quentin Moore goes low in 21. Now Matt McIntyre looks low on Kyle Matthews in the 26 car. Matthews in 42, excuse me. So some position exchanging may happen on the last lap here. The white flag waves for Levi McIntyre. Can he hold out Jesse Turner one more lap? And we're going to see here as they go through turns 1 and 2 here. Benjamin Miles is kicked up to the high side too. McIntyre goes by Matthews, and now Cole Deaver tries to follow through. Deaver falls in behind Matthews, and this is going to be a real battle for the win for position, I should say here. McIntyre versus Matthews. They come off turn number 4 here. Meantime, Levi McIntyre is going to win the Bass Pro Shops 300, and Kyle Matthews holds off Matt McIntyre for 3rd spot. So the losing streak is over for the man from the state of Ohio. Levi McIntyre wins here today. Jesse Turner comes home 2nd. Another solid performance for Jesse Turner here today. Kyle Matthews comes home 3rd, Matt McIntyre 4th, and Cole Deaver comes home in 5th. So the Western Auto team goes to victory lane here today. Average speed 122.112. So 19 in the books and 15 races left to go in this road to the championship here. Levi McIntyre, we mentioned, is the winner here today. Benjamin Miles comes home with a solid 6th place finish here. Quentin Moore 7th, Kat Batson 8th, Zach Rogers 9th, and 10th will go to Kev Shearer. Keith Batson comes home on 11th. Then Zachary Fitzwater, Nathan Hudson, Rob Evans, Joshua Osborne, Dylan Poteet, Johnny Gardner, Jackson Haywood, Mitchell Collins 19th, and Charles Sanford got by Phil Parker to finish in 20th position. 21st on down, Phil Parker, Jay Jefferson, William Brock, Dylan Young, Nathan Ormond was 25th. Then Ryan Brommer, Seth Cole, Jessica Shelton way down in 28th. That's not good news for her to try to keep the points lead here. Coming out of this race here, I think she'll still be in the points lead coming out of this race here, but it's going to be a little bit narrow now. So we go into Pocono. Mike Becker was 29th, and 30th will be Ryan George. Adam Garcia was 31st. 32nd will go to Paul Minnick. 33rd, Christian Russell. 34th, Gene Sanford. 35th, Henry Sanford, as Gene got by Henry in the late laps to win it. Or to win that battle, I should say. Excuse me. Laura Chung was 36th, and Alex Miller, Matt Haas, Wade Brummer, Jacob Thibodeau, and Jordan Anderson was the last of the finishing order. So that will do it here today at New Hampshire National Speedway. If you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We got everything on this channel. We got analysis, we got gaming videos, whatever the person of the NNSCRA Seth Cole desires for the channel. For this channel, we also got some NR online videos as well on this channel too as well. Here. And also be sure to check out Seth's Duracell Cup Series, which is in full swing. I guarantee you his races are a lot better than what I have to offer too. I can guarantee you that. So that will do here today in New Hampshire National Speedway. For now, this is James Qualls. This has been a production of the NNSCRA. Offline racing at its best. We will see you at the Tricky Triangle at Pocono for the AC Spark Plugs 400.